Firelands Conference frontrunner Crestview looks to remain unbeaten tonight, but longtime rival and current holder of second place St. Paul looks to make a statement of their own. It's our Saturday night showcase here, and it's all coming your way live and free next right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products. Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Our number one receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to Contractor Stadium here in Norwalk, Ohio, where the Crestview Cougars and St. Paul Fliers set to kick things off here at 7 p.m. Hayden Gray here, and alongside me this evening, Crestview sweetheart Garret Parlett. Garret, how are we doing this evening? How excited are you for this matchup that we have ahead of us?
Big time matchup here, Hayden, in the Firelands Conference. This is going to be for all the marbles, baby. So, if you like, Friday night football, this one is not on Friday, on Saturday. So it's going to be a great matchup.
Right now, got some of those seniors running through their posters. We want to welcome you inside the Shakley Mechanical pregame show, and let's take a look at St. Paul and just see how their season's going so far. Take a look at those Flyers first. 4-0 in the conference, 6-2 overall record. Coach John Livingood, a note about him, recently won his 300th career game. He's the 17th coach in Ohio to do so, and all here at St. Paul, so big milestone for him. St. Paul, of course, lost to Crestview last year for the first time in over a decade, 28-7. Hadn't lost to the Cougars since 2011. Both losses are to out-of-conference foes, so once they got into conference play, been holding it down, and then outscored Firelands Conference opponents 224-120. What's the most noteworthy thing about the Flyers this year for you, Garret?
Well, not only just this year, but, you got to give a shout-out to Coach Livingood, as you did, Hayden. And when you think about St. Paul and you think about Firelands Conference football, you think about a winning program. I mean, this has been a winning program for so many years. He's held it down. To have 300 career wins, absolutely incredible feat. And the Flyers are going to bring it, night in, night out, regardless of record. And they got a chance to come in here. They're at home, so, they got some of the things, the favorable things that, in this matchup that Crest is going to have to face adversity. And, if St. Paul can come out here and kind of punch Crestview in the mouth, I mean, this is what you call a heavyweight bout. I mean, this is going to be two guys going at it, two teams going at it, and 4 quarters. We're in for a great game, Hayden, and this is what football is all about, a game that's going to be decided for the Firelands Conference.
And we're going to go ahead and then take a look at a few of those St. Paul Flyers in our player spotlight. As the Flyers just huddling up. Let's go ahead first, though. Let's take a look at Crestview, those Cougars, and find out how their season has been going. Obviously unblemished on the season, 4-0 conference record, 8-0 overall, coached by Steve Haverdale. Only allowed 3 sacks all year is a noteworthy stat. Hayden Kuhn, 66 of 118, 56% completion percentage, 922 yards, 7 touchdowns, and only 1 interception on the year. 14 yards per completion, a key player for Crestview. Garret, what's it going to take for them tonight to come into a hostile environment and get the job done?
Yeah, Storm it. Just called you Storm, Hayden. Already. It was bound to happen, but
all right.
As I digress, Crestview coming into this year, and we didn't know what they were going to be able to do with the running back position. They had Connor Morris lead to graduation, one of the historic running backs in that program. He was able to knock off St. Paul last season, but Adison Reymer, he stepped in to fill the shoes, but their defense so far this year, they don't get talked about as much as they should be. Crestview's defense, they only allow about 9 points a game, which is pretty remarkable. The offense puts up about 37. So, I mean, Crestview and the Cougars, it's not going to take much for them to continue their dominance, but they're not going up against any kind of foe tonight. I mean, they're playing St. Paul, one of the kings of the Firelands Conference, and Crestview thinks that, they got a shot to win this game, but they haven't faced a lot of adversity so far this season. They've been mostly, winning games by big margins, and not a lot of their games have become tight where they got to respond to some, getting punched in the mouth, having some adversity at them. So I think it's going to be an interesting, game tonight, because if St. Paul is able to, start fast and start early, it might get ugly for the Cougars.
Very solid points made there, Garret. Let's go ahead and take a look at the specific keys to the game for Crestview. Let's see what they must do to get it done tonight. We have must respond to adversity, no giveaways, leave no doubt, and win in the trenches. To kind of summarize that, or to go into more detail about any of those, Garret, what out of our keys, what would be the most important for you? If one of them had to be executed all the way, what would be the most important?
Well, I talked about the adversity points, so I'll leave that already, but winning in the trenches, St. Paul, they love to fire off the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're fast, they're tough. It's hard to beat a team when you can't win the line of scrimmage. And Crestview coming in, they love to run the football, so they're going to have to win. The battle of attrition down in the trenches, and we'll see if they're able to do so. Another one on that list, just leave no doubt. A lot of people, they're always picking either Crestview or St. Paul in the Firelands Conference. Come out here and prove. There's a reason you're undefeated. There's a reason you're blowing teams out, but they got a tall task ahead of them here tonight.
They definitely do, and you bring up a lot of good points. They have been tested this year. People just may not, see that as easily when you take a look at some of those final results. I'd say I think we could agree probably one of their toughest opponents to this point was Lucas, and look at what they did to the Cubs. A rough season for them, a little bit different waters for Lucas this season, but still, the way that they were able to handle them and do what they did to Lucas, that's certainly a statement.
Yeah. And I think another big win for them, Hayden, was that Highland win. And the score was closer than the game actually was. I was at that one. And Dane Nauman, the leading rusher in the area, he was shut down for against this Crestview front. And that's what is a great matchup coming into the night is, Quincey Crabbs and that rushing attack here for St. Paul. Is Crestview going to have the recipe that they had for Dane Nauman and the Fighting Scots to kind of, silence them and shut them down? A little bit different running styles, I would say, between both squads. St. Paul, a little bit, football in a phone booth. I don't know if you ever heard that, Hayden. I'm sure you have because I know Coach Willis probably said that. But, the tight splits, it's very, quick off the line of scrimmage. It's a different, front you got to be able to play. So we'll see if the Cougars are able to respond to that.
Obviously, a big part of the Cougars' success this season has been running back Adison Reymer, a breakout year for him. We talked about the Cougars having Connor Morse last year, and in the offseason, a few questions, what would be the play style of Raymer, but he's just come in, brought that different play style, but it's been exactly what the Cougars have needed this season. So real quickly, let's take a look at what St. Paul is going to have to do. Let's take a look at those St. Paul keys to victory as we approach kickoff and see what's going to have to be done. They're going to need to keep the ball on the ground and control the clock, win the field position battle, and control mentality and emotions as kickoff just about underway. St. Paul will receive Crestview on the kickoff.
And I think for St. Paul to win this game, they got to keep it on the ground. That was one of our keys to the game. Not allow that offense for Crestview to have too many chances on the field. Control time of possession, and don't give them too many chances as Devin Holloway boots this one away.
And we're underway here. A big hole opens up for St. Paul right out of the gate. All the way down to the 25, to the 20. Finally gets taken down in their own territory at the 15-yard line. Huge return for St. Paul right out of the gate.
What a big-time start here for St. Paul here. Early in this one, off the kickoff, Hayden. Great return, and now sets them up with great field position to go in here and get a touchdown.
Absolutely phenomenal there on special teams. That's always one of those where if you can take advantage of a couple of those, that can really catch an opponent off guard. St. Paul going to take the snap here. Ball's handed off. Rush to the outside, to the right, tripped up at the 10. Quincey Crabb able to escape. Looked like he had a little bit of an opening, but gets dragged down on the shoelace tackle. Take a look at our St. Paul offense real quick. Led by Drew Cunlay. Quincey Crabb holding it down in the backfield. Jack Steiber, Andy Meyer, Ashton Stain, Tyler Baxter, Tristan Nikolai, Chase Rosbert, Evan Wangler, Logan Risner, and Ashton Stain. Cunlay to take the snap, hands it off, runs up the middle, stuffed. Cougar front line doing a nice job of getting the stop. It'll be third down.
Quincey Crabb on that previous play, Hayden, if he was able to, get out of that shoelace tackle, he had a one-on-one with Bryce Perkins, which he liked his chances there. You take a look at the defense. Owen Barker, Mitch Klein, Gavin Canes. Those guys up front are going to dominate. Mason Ringler, Wade Bolin, Tyson Ringler, Caden Cunningham, Adison Reymer, Michael Mays, and Bryce Perkins.
Cunlay takes the snap. They hand the ball off outside to the right. Makes it to about the 6-yard line where he's going to be taken down by a pack of Cougars. Crabb's on the carry.
So that's going to result in a first down here for the Flyers, and 3 straight rushing plays, relying on Quincey Crabb here early. And he's able to pick up a big first down for the Flyers.
So St. Paul making a statement early, just a few moments into this game. Crestview trying to make a stand, but they're going to have to do so for several more yards as the Flyers picked up the first down. Cunlay now in the shotgun, Crabb's to the right. Cunlay's got to keep it, flows out to his right, takes it in, and he'll score. St. Paul gets on the board first with a Cunlay touchdown. It's 6-0 Flyers.
Set up nicely from that big return on the opening kickoff, and then Cunlay able to take it in for 6 as St. Paul makes a big statement here early as they go up 6-0.
A statement it certainly is. St. Paul came off that huge kickoff return and then just didn't slow down. As you said, they fire off that ball and they're just going to be able to shove it in. Extra points up, and it is good. Ashton Stain sends in the extra point. St. Paul on the board first, 7-0.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products. Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Welcome back to Contractor Stadium. Hayden, Gray, Garret, Parlett with you live and free on the OH Report. St. Paul on the board first. Garret, how do you think Crestview going to be able to respond as you take a look on our Shakley Mechanical instant replay of how the Flyers were able to get in?
Well, they haven't been in this many situations Crestview has, and it's going to be interesting to see how they respond. It was one of our keys to the game, Hayden, that they got to respond to adversity. It's going to be a low kick here. Gavin Keynes, the offensive lineman, is going to get a piece of return here. So decent field position here for the Cougars. Take a look at the offense. Of course, led by Hayden Kuhn back there. And Adison Reymer, we talked about him a little bit. Caden Cunningham, Owen Barker, Gavin Keynes, Noah Stewart, Mason Ringler, Caleb Cunningham, Sean Bailey, and, of course, Owen Barker as well. So this offensive front, I think that's one of the dominant things about this team is both sides of the ball's up front, but St. Paul able to rush it for a nice touchdown here early as they go up 7-0.
Kuhn bobbles the snap. He's going to fall down quickly, secure the ball, but a botched first play for the Cougars. That will result in a loss of about 2 yards. It's going to be second down as Hayden will go over and receive that nice call. We'll take a look at the St. Paul defense led by Logan Risner, Evan Wenger, Tristan Nikolai, Patrick O'Brien, Quincy Crabbs, Andy Meyer, Jack Steiber, Ashton Stain, Brady Daly, Ben Berger, and A.J. Meyer. As it'll be second down, Kuhn in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off on the jet motion, working to the outside, but nothing there. As Tristan Nikolai there on the play for the Flyers.
Just nothing there. Now, great penetration from that defensive front, stringing it out. Caden Cunningham, there's no lanes to run. And the Flyers here, taking it to the Cougars here early on Saturday night showcase we got here for you as the Flyers up 7-0 and a big third down here for the Cougars.
Huge opportunity here for St. Paul to get a stop on their first defensive possession. Crestview looks to answer, though. 3rd and 12. Kuhn rolls out to his right side, airs it out. Caught, going to find Adison Reymer, and that's going to be a first down.
What a big response that is right there from the Crestview Cougars. Big 3rd and long. They needed to convert that. St. Paul, all the momentum's on their side. But that'll put a knife in it, put a stop to it. First down, Cougars, Adison Reymer. The wide receiver last year converted a running back here to fill the shoes, showing off the hands there on the outside for a first down.
Nice composure by Kuhn when he rolled out under center. And again now hands the ball off to Reymer. Finds a little bit of space up the middle. Second effort there as well. Going to leave him about 3 or 4 yards short. It'll be second down.
You got to love the way Adison Reymer runs the football. He's so patient. At the line of scrimmage, you see right there, chopping his feet and then making a jump cut, finding the hole, getting a big gain there on first down. That's something Crestvew's got to do tonight. They got to stay ahead of the chains. They can't be shooting themselves on the foot on first down and going backwards. You want to get a positive gain on first down so it makes it second and manageable, third and manageable.
2 lined up in the backfield for Crestview. Ball handed off, sheds a few tacklers. Going to be close, looked to be about a yard and a half short. Believe that was Owen Barker on the carry.
Just a little fullback give right there. And
excuse me, that was Cleet Rogers on the carry.
It's about a 3rd and 1 here for Crestview. You got to think of this juncture in the game. There's no need not to go for this if they can't get it. So we'll see if they do convert here on 3rd down.
Ball handed off to Reymer. Looks to go outside and then cuts back in. Definitely going to have enough to get the first down. Adison Reymer on the carry for about a gain of 5 yards. Quincy Crabbs will bring him down, but it'll be a first down Cougars.
So good drive here from Crestview to respond to St. Paul's fireworks they had in the opening possession. Had the big return on the kickoff, and then able to punch it in was Crabbs. Or excuse me, was Kunle with the quarterback keeper. So now Crestview getting a good, a good solid drive here. Nice mix of run and pass.
1st and 10, ball on the 35. Going to shed some tacklers.
28, Michael May is the ball carrier.
That was Michael Mays on the carry, so Crestview getting a few different ball handlers involved tonight.
Yeah, they got a couple guys that can get their hands on the rock and make a play. As Michael Mays, he's come on towards the late, stages of this season, but he's a heck of a runner. Nice change of pace from Reymer back there. He runs a little bit more under his pads than Reymer. Reymer a little bit more quick on his feet, and, with better agility. But Mays, powerful back as he's back there with Kuhn in the gun.
Jet motion again. Fakes the handoff. Kuhn going to keep the ball. He's out to the right side. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Dragged down. It's going to be close. And I believe they're going to rule. Nope, they're going to signal touchdown. Hayden Kuhn gets into the end zone. Looked close in that right corner, but there is a penalty marker on the play. And I already see a few Cougars backing it up, Garrett. Take a look one more time on our Shakley Mechanical Instant Replay. I'm not sure what the call was.
I believe they're calling it holding, Hayden, but I didn't think I seen anything on that play on the replay. No,
Yeah, nothing within screen. Looked to be a foul, but nonetheless, it was a spot foul. Cougars will march it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down again. We'll see how they'll respond after the penalty. And another flag on this play. Looks like it's going to be offsides. Take a look here on the replay. Just a little bit premature of a start for the Cougars.
And now what they want to have here on this drive that they, it's been an impressive drive. They've had to convert a couple 3rd downs, the 1 3rd and long that Kuhn was able to hit, Reymer for that 1st down. But so far, Chris, you don't see a lot of penalties from the Cougars so far. 2 here early in this opening drive.
So 1st and 15, ball on the 30. Kuhn in the shotgun with Reymer to his side. Kuhn does hand it off to Reymer. Bounces it to the outside, gets back about to the original line of scrimmage. Pick up a 5 for Adison Reymer.
Tackle made by number 31, Andy Meyer.
Andy Meyer on the tackle for the Flyers. Definitely been a test of attrition and stamina here on this drive. Good to see who's going to be able to outlast one another. Crestview driving the ball, had good field position to start, but St. Paul and a few of those penalties been giving them a little bit of a stalemate.
I'll second along here, see what the offense draws up here. Big time 2nd down here.
Reymer looks to his left, throws the ball out. Looked like it was going to be caught, but just dropped. Sean Bailey couldn't haul it in. Looked to go out to that left side where there'd been a little bit of open field, probably a little bit of room for Bailey to work, but just not able to come up with the reception.
So now another 3rd and long. Crestview had to convert 1 earlier in this drive. Long drive here for Crestview. Big time 3rd down here for Crestview. You see the fans from St. Paul beginning to get into it.
And in enemy territory, do you think Crestview looks at 4-down territory here?
I think you have to. We'll see where they go here.
Kuhn's going to roll out to his right side. He's going to air it out to the end zone. Has number 24, Bryce Perkins, open, signal touchdown. Crestview responds on a huge 3rd down.
Man, and you want to talk about some QB play right here. This is textbook from Hayden Kuhn.
Ice in his veins. Take a look one more time. Crestview just looking to get that 1st down picked up from the 30. Rolls out to the right side, airs it out, stops.
The wherewithal, too, to stay behind that line of scrimmage, and he threw a dot. This is a dime to Perkins in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, and what a response here from Crestview. They desperately needed that. And the ref's talking a little bit of confusion here, Hayden.
I know some officials still get I don't know if they're talking about the previous play or, some officials still not kind of adapt. A lot of teams adapting this kind of deconstructed field goal extra point attempt where they'll bring them over. And they signal touchdown, so not sure if there was any deliberation, but just confirming Hayden Kuhn's touchdown does indeed stand. As Crestview going to shift things over, and they'll try the extra point. The snap. Hold is bobbled. St. Paul going to pick it up, and that play will be blown dead. So Crestview not able to convert on the extra point, but they do respond. Crestview on the board. St. Paul 7, Crestview 6. We'll be right back right here on the OH Report.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products. Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
So the Crestview Cougars got to get on the board. If you were with us before the break, you saw what happened here. Snap was bobbled, not able to get the extra point, but they do respond. 5:34 left here in the first quarter. Garret Parlett with me down on camera and my color commentary as well. Crestview going to kick things off. And this will be the first time, depending on this kick return, that we've seen St. Paul on kind of an extended offensive drive this evening. Running to the right side, trying to extend things out, but he's going to be brought down by Owen Barker. So St. Paul, the offense, going to come out for the first time tonight around the 31-yard line. You know, that time kicked off a little bit shorter, more of a pooch kick. I think they want to try and avoid what happened on that first one.
Yeah, they learned their lesson, Hayden. They not to kick it deep. You know, they elected to go to somebody else. They're able to wrap up. Owen Barker was, but now we'll see how this offense operates, you know, on a little bit of a longer field.
Kuhnle under center, 3 backs in the backfield. Ball handed off to Ben Berger. Going to be stopped for about a 2-yard, 3-yard gain. It'll be second down, ball on the 34-yard line.
Crestview's, you know, they aren't accustomed to playing these sorts of the running attacks with a wing T. Lucas, you know, has a similar style as well as Plymouth too. So, you know, they've seen some familiar foes who love to, you know, run the ball, and they live by running the football. So we'll see if St. Paul has any tricks up their sleeves, maybe, you know, hit them with a play-action pass sooner rather than later.
Ball pitched to the outside to Crabbs. Going to navigate his way up. Appears to be very close to that first down marker. A little bit of a late tackle or scramble there out of bounds, but it will be a first down for St. Paul. Sean Bailey on the tackle for the Cougars.
St. Paul, I mean, great up front, you know, blocking, leading the way for Crabbs, and he's able to just find the hole and, you know, make a couple people miss as Raymer was there, and then Bailey coming in late to force Crabbs out of bounds. But 4:25 remaining in this one. It's been a game so far, to say the least.
Yeah, Quincey Crabbs, one of the leading rushers in the area as he takes the handoff here. Brought down by a pack of Cougars after about a 5-yard pickup. Looks like he was brought down there by Bryce Perkins and Michael Mays. But as I was saying, Crabbs, if anyone tunes into area stat leaders on the OH Report, second place amongst 5 major conferences that we cover, second only to the Dwayne Twain, Garret Dane Nauman. Kuhnle under center, takes the snap, handoff to Crabbs again, puts his head down, picks up about 2 more. So starting to settle into that offense that we talked about during pregame, where they're just going to line the ball up, they're going to run it at you, and they're going to make Crestview really have to play, you know, some tough football here.
Yeah, the defensive line for Crestview, if they want a chance to win the game, they have to win up front. You know, they have to be able to get off those blocks and make some tackles in the backfield. And if you're not going to be able to get off those blocks, you know, at least be able to don't get, you know, driven backwards. Let the linebackers be able to find some holes and take up double teams. But So far, St. Paul has been able to run the football, pretty well. We'll see if they continue this as a big third down here for the Flyers. See if they maybe go to a pass.
Third down here. Kunle under center. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on the left side. Ball is handed off. They'll try and pick it up on the ground, but they're not going to get it. Stopped back at the line of scrimmage. Crestview makes a big stop, and St. Paul's got to have a decision to make, but it looks like the punting unit coming out onto the field.
Yeah, I think this is the right decision. You want to play the field position battle. It was a fast start for both sides, but, as the game settles in, you want to be able to keep, winning that field position battle. They're like to punt this one away, but I initially thought that St. Paul was going to try to draw them off sides, maybe call a timeout to draw something up, but elected to go with the handoff there as now the punt team comes on for the Flyers.
So take a look at our fan zone scrolling along the bottom and the top of our scoreboard. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Drop a comment tonight. Let us know what team you're rooting for. And you can see your comment possibly featured on the screen as Adison Reymer muffs the punt, but he'll hop back on it at the 19-yard line. Good job there. Scary for Crestview with St. Paul flying down the field, but Reymer able to locate the ball and safely get back on top of it.
Yeah, luckily there was no Flyers around Reymer back there. Great job from Barker protecting. It could have been, a disaster. They avoided a bit of a catastrophe, the Cougars did, so now this offense got to drive a long field. Last time they had a little bit better field position. We'll see if this offense continues and they keep on trucking.
So Kuhn in the shotgun. Reymer to his right side. He'll take the snap, hand things off. Reymer coming near you at your screen. Got to be brought down by a squadron of about 4 Flyers there. Reymer only able to pick up about 2 yards. Tackle made by number 22, Xander Smith. Number 12, Rott Tice.
Bailey's able to hold that block there. Reymer might have a hold to be able to find and get through, but great job from the Flyers getting off their blocks and finding the ball carrier. Just a minimal gain for the Cougars there on that one. Brings up 2nd and 7 from the 16.
And I think we all knew coming into tonight things wouldn't be as easy for either side as they have been in the past few weeks. Not to say that the schedule hasn't been tough, but Kuhn going to look to air it out. He does have a receiver open, sheds a few tackles. Number 7, Caden Cunningham, going to pick up a first down for the Cougars.
Hayden Kuhn, great start here so far for the senior. Dicing up this defense, when they do elect to go to the air, he had the big touchdown pass to respond to Bryce Perkins on the run. This time just getting out to a skill player, Caden Cunningham, for a good gain and a big first down.
And I mean, Hayden Kuhn has had a remarkable season where it's much respect to Adison Reymer, but I think Hayden Kuhn's stats this season have been a little bit downplayed just when you have a guy like Adison Reymer next to you. Phenomenal play by the QB. Reymer will take the handoff, and he's going to be stuffed, driven back at the line of scrimmage. I'm sure ball was blown dead as forward progress was stopped, but another statement made by this defensive front 4 of the Flyers.
It looked like Barker was trying to go up to a linebacker, but he just beat him off the ball and was able to get back, fill that gap, and Reymer nowhere to go as the St. Paul defense continues to flex their muscles.
So 34 seconds and counting down here in the first quarter, 20 seconds on the play clock, so Cougars will have to take a snap here on 2nd down, ball on the 30-yard line. Kuhn lines up in the shotgun. Going to have that jet motion with Cunningham. Kuhn drops back in the pocket. He's looking downfield. He's got Reymer. He's got space. Adison Reymer hauls it in. He's at the 20, at the 15. Makes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Hayden Kuhn, Adison Reymer on the hookup. Let's take one more look at that on our Shakley Mechanical instant replay.
It's special to have an athlete like Reymer. He lined up outside and be able to run the route he does. The fake jet and then Kuhn. I mean, this is just dropping it in a bucket. Right there, right in between the numbers, and a big-time gain here from the Cougars is passing game. It's typically been the running game, but Crestview airing it out here early in this first quarter.
So about a 65-yard pickup there for the Cougars. Time's going to wind out here in the first quarter. Cougars going to be content to walk it off. Your score at the end of 1, St. Paul 7, Crestview 6. Keep it locked in right here. We'll have second quarter action coming your way on the OH Report.
Shakley Mechanical. Fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products. Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Welcome back inside the Contractor Stadium. Crestview driving down to their own 11-yard line after a big 65-yard pickup. Handoff taken to the right side for a minimal pickup on the play. Looks like about a 1-yard pickup from number 1, Michael Mays, but what a last play there before the end of the first quarter by Hayden Kuhn to get Crestview back in scoring position, Garrett.
Yeah, and Reymer, special player. Kuhn dropping one right in between the numbers on the run. For Reymer, able to catch it in stride. Was almost able to get past that last tackler, Hayden, but St. Paul able to wrap him up. And now 2nd and 9 from the 10 for the Cougars offense.
So Owen Barker will line up at the fullback position. Adison Reymer behind him. They toss it out to the outside. Reymer looking to make some shifts. Picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down for the Cougars. St. Paul doing a nice job of shutting down those open field plays, because that's really an area where Reymer can get dangerous once he gets out and gets a little bit of space around him.
Yeah, you don't want Reymer on the outside with kind of agility and speed he has. Linebackers doing a great job, flowing, forcing it back inside to the big guys, and now a big 3rd down here for Crestview, 3rd and 5.
Ball on their own 5-yard line. Kuhn will take the snap, rolls out to his right side, thinks about throwing it, but he's got no one to his left. He's going to take it in, and that's going to be a touchdown. Hayden Kuhn puts Crestview back on top as he jogs it in to the end zone for a touchdown. Hayden Kuhn really the playmaker here so far this evening for the Cougars.
And you mentioned it before he went to break, Hayden Kuhn, he doesn't get the spotlight, that he so deserves, and tonight big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments, baby. And that's exactly what Kuhn has been doing so far here for the Cougars. And he's played lights out. He had the touchdown pass in the first quarter, rolling out, able to stop on a dime and hit Perkins. The big pass play to Adison Reymer, and now rushing it in. He's been doing it all here. It's Holloway.
A lone line drive
that one,
field
yeah.
goal.
Just going to boot in, just barely, Hayden.
But the extra point will make it in. Crestview back on top, 13-7. Keep it locked in right here. We'll be right back on the other side of the break, live and free on the OH Report.
Shakley Mechanical. Fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products. Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Crestview Cougars back on top, 13-7 over St. Paul after Hayden Kuhn jogs it in for another touchdown here this evening. Crestview set to kick off. Devin Holloway will send it deep, but one more look at that touchdown from just a moment ago. It's great decision making. Thought about the pass, but then scrambles off to the left side.
Yeah, he's seen there was absolutely nobody there, and great play and great drive from the Cougars there. 2 big-time drives when adversity hit. They came out and got punched right in the mouth from St. Paul, able to withstand it and score 2 unanswered touchdowns. Now they lead 13-7, but an opportunity here for St. Paul for a good return, but Crestview and Owen Barker, the defensive menace, shuts that down quickly.
Owen Barker really got down that field. And let's take a look. We do have some clips of Owen Barker and just what he's done this season. He's been just a defensive monster for them this season. Let's take a look. This was earlier this season against Lucas, and he just gets himself all over the place at all times. Really a playmaker for those Cougars.
You know, when they talk about unblockable, Hayden, I think Owen Barker's picture might come up in the dictionary. And this dude, you know, big kid. St. Paul gets a decent run here. That's Crabbs. He's going to be the primary running back, but going back to Owen Barker, Hayden, he's a menace on the defensive end. Yeah. You know, he kind of carries this Crestview, front, and these guys up front. He's their leader, and expect him, if they want to win, he's got to have a handprint on this game, and he's got to be able to win up front to help out some of those linebackers.
So Crabb showing off a bit of that strength and power. Picked up 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Ball on the 38-yard line. Hand off to Crabb yet again. But he's going to be stuffed. There is going to be a flag. Looks like they might try and get a face mask. Looked like on the takedown, a little bit awkward. Officials will discuss. I think I did see a face mask signaled. St. Paul anxiously awaiting this call. And they will get Crestview with a face mask. Let's take one more look here. See just where the face mask was grabbed. Looked like it was Sean Bailey just on the takedown there. Got a little grab of that face mask. First down for the Flyers. Kunle takes the snap, hands it off to Crabbs. And he's going to get taken down quickly. It looks like he barely made it back to the line of scrimmage. Devin Holloway. Excuse me. Caden Cunningham. That 7 looks like a 1 from up here, but showing off the speed, getting the tackle.
Yeah, he was in the backfield quick, able to get his hands on the blocker, shed him, and then wrap up Quincey Crabbs. Looks like Crabbs would at least fall forward for 1, so 2nd and 9 here. But how is St. Paul going to respond? You know, it's a Crestview coming out here, and, you know, they're trading blows, and now down 6. We'll see if they can respond here as they go up to the air.
Kunle will get the pass off, and it will be complete. That one passed off to number 5, A.J. Meyer. Created a little bit of space out there, and it was just enough. Still going to set up 3rd down. Ball on the 49 for St. Paul. Bryce Perkins on the tackle on that last play, but this is a big 3rd down for St. Paul. Garrett, they had that so much early momentum. Defense was looking good, but Crestview momentum balance has kind of been on their side here for the last several minutes. So Ben Berger will take the Wildcat snap, but the trickery not going to fool Crestview. Picks up 1 yard. It's going to be 4th down and decision time for the Flyers.
You know, besides that first offensive drive, Hayden, the Crestview defense is beginning to figure things out, stand tall. And they kind of overrun that play. They were in the backfield, but Berger able to use some jump cuts, find the hole, and get something. Really nothing was there, but big 4th and 3 here. Curious to see how the Flyers respond to this. I think they might elect to punt this one away, Hayden, and they will.
They do look like they'll punt, and you know, I think probably still hanging on to some of that hope that their special teams was able to keep them within 6 in this game. So really, it's still a 1-possession game. A touchdown would get them back on top as long as they converted. Maybe try and pin Crestview deep here. Ball kicked off to Reymer. He'll pick it up at the 10. Try and find a little bit of open space, and he'll go down at the 16-yard line. So the Cougars will come back out for another offensive possession. They'll need to piece together another pretty big drive here, but with the way they've been playing here in these last few minutes, all that momentum, you know, kind of swaying towards the guys wearing all white tonight.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that if you watch the first couple minutes of this game. St. Paul came out, and they started quickly, and they needed to. They needed to get this crowd into it, needed to get the guys, some confidence as now Crestview beginning to kind of put their stamp on them and show why so far, they've kind of ran everybody out of the building so far this season. But St. Paul, they're going to be able to answer. Let's see if they can on defense, and this will be a great start for the Flyers.
Reymer trying to dance around. Not going to be able to pick up anything. Only gets it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The ball on the 16-yard line. Beautiful night here this evening. I know we're thinking about, I know we're separated by a little bit. You're technically outside. I'm technically within walls, but still nice. Yeah, we can see your head. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm snuggled up here with some of the St. Paul fans.
Yeah, I shouldn't have called you Crestview sweetheart if anyone out in the stands is watching tonight. Garrett does an amazing job of putting some of that Crestview pride aside when we're on the call. But the Flyers will make a big play. They're going to keep things 3rd down. Crestview a little bit stalled on this drive. They'll need 8 yards to pick up the first down.
So now 3rd and long. Crestview's been able to convert, a couple of these so far here tonight. Let's see if they elect to go back to the passing attack. It's worked all night. Kuhn's been able to find his receivers, and they've been splitting Adison Reymer out wide, and he's been causing problems so far here tonight. You see him.
Yeah, Cunningham and Reymer spread out to the right side. Kuhn will roll out that way. He's looking downfield. Has Reymer again. Beautiful throw. Dropped in. Reymer going to make a couple moves, pick up about 4 extra yards as well, and 3rd down continues to be the down of the Crestview Cougars tonight. Let's take one more look at that beautiful pass from Hayden Kuhn to Adison Reymer, the connection that's been all night.
I mean, are you kidding me? It don't get any better than that. That is a perfect pass, and somehow, he put it just right over top of the outstretched defender's hand. And Hayden Kuhn, he's been on the money here tonight. Great start for the Cougars.
Yeah, he's absolutely been almost flawless here tonight. Only a few incompletions, and just that ball placement has been beautiful tonight. Crestview going to hand things off, flow over to the left side. Michael Mays on the carry tonight.
Tackle made by number 5, A.J. Meyer, and number 2.
A.J. Meyer and Quincy Crabb's on the tackle, but
Brings up 2nd down, 7.
I'm really kind of just blown away. Crestview kind of going out of their, they're out of their norm a little bit tonight, but I think when they get into more of this balanced attack, it is just so lethal and hard to stop. 2nd down, ball handed off. This time it'll be Owen Barker. Tripped up, looks like he picked up a yard. 3rd down and 6 for Crestview. St. Paul very quickly sends the Crestview back to a 3rd down, but for Crestview, I don't know if that's been a problem so far.
I think they've been perfect so far here tonight on 3rd down. They're trying to get it to Owen Barker there, just an easy handoff. Get it to one of your best players, try to get him some space, but not able to. As that defensive front for the Flyers causing some issues. Don't see Reymer out on the field here, Hayden.
So Reymer not out there. 2 lined up to the right side, 1 to the left. They'll actually hand off. Did a nice job disguising it, but St. Paul able to be disciplined. They're going to stop him for a 1-yard loss. It's going to be 4th down on the 42-yard line.
It would have been a great play call, too, if it would have worked. But St. Paul able to stay disciplined, able to keep contained, and flush that back inside and get a big stop. So now Crestview will be the first punt of the night. Owen Barker will be punting this away for the Cougars. Is now St. Paul with a chance to respond here before this quarter ends.
St. Paul will get the ball back, and our resident expert watching back at home, Travis Berardi, just informed me, Garrett, that with that pass, Hayden Kuhn has surpassed 1,000 passing yards on the season. So a big milestone for him.
Travis.
And also, Adison Reymer only had 5 receptions for 23 yards going into this game.
And he's got to be upwards. He's got to be towards 100.
Yeah. Tremendous. I think he's surpassed that mark here in just this first half alone. Still about 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Ball got moved back a bit on the penalty for Crestview. Barker will skyrocket 1 deep. That ball's going to bounce at the 15. It'll roll inside, go out of bounds at about the 11-yard line, where St. Paul in the offense will come back out.
So defense able to get the Flyers the ball back, keep the Cougars out of the end zone. Big-time stop. They desperately needed it. As now the Flyers a chance to go down here and take the lead if they can get a touchdown and convert the PAT. That's quick first half here. Just 3:41 remaining here in the second quarter. It's a big-time drive for the Flyers. If you don't get points off, at least try to milk some of that clock and don't leave a ton of time for the Cougars offense to respond.
Most certainly. Kunle hands the ball off. That Crestview front 4, though, getting in there real quick. Crabb's not able to find much, just gets 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9, ball on the 12-yard line as we get under 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. But like you said, quick pace. These teams both like to run the ball. Just 7:38, so not even 40 minutes in, and we're already approaching halftime. Flyers 2nd and 9, ball on the 12. Coonley does a nice job disguising the handoff. Ball is going to be aired out, and that one was hauled in. A.J. Meyer on the huge reception, biggest offensive play for St. Paul of the evening. First down.
Big time pitch and catch, and Meyer's able to come down. He mosses the defender too. I believe it's Perkins on the coverage, and I mean it's great coverage too. And Meyer just better offense, able to go up there, moss it, get up and show, flex. Big time play here for the Flyers, getting the offense going.
33-yard pickup through the air for St. Paul, has them approaching midfield. Coonley takes a snap. Play's going to be blown dead. There was a flag. Looks like we may have a false start on the offense, and we will. St. Paul's first penalty of the evening coming with 2:40 left in the second quarter.
Ball is marked back to the 40-yard line.
It'll be a 5-yard loss.
First down, 15.
Remains first down, 1st and 15. Ball now on the 39-yard line. How important would a score be here for St. Paul? I mean, I know it's kind of self-explanatory, Garrett, but what would that do to you mentally if you're the Flyers to get things either tied back up or a 1-point lead going back to the break?
I think it'd be big against this Crestview team that, their offense is dynamite, and St. Paul's been able to, kind of go tit for tat for him so far. The running game for St. Paul is beginning to slow down just a little bit, but you got to be able to respect the QB back there. Coonley, he can drop some dimes, and we just seen it on this drive just a little bit ago. So if you're the Cougars, you got to respect, the St. Paul passing game because they can air it out themselves. But it will be a big-time score if St. Paul can go in here, at the halftime break, up a point or at least take some of this clock away. And they're milking some of it down to 150 here in this first half.
Yeah, I think they are being observant of the clock. Don't want to give Crestview the opportunity to get another score on the board as they will receive the second half kickoff. Ball snap to Crabbs, who's going to roll to the left, but gets stopped. Stunner by who else but Adison Reymer. Not only a force on the offensive side, but also knows how to make some big hits on defense. Just lowers the shoulder and takes down Crabbs.
Brings up 3rd down, 11.
The 3rd and 11 for the Flyers. Still content to let that clock run.
Surprised to see Crestview not call a timeout here. Stop some of that clock. I'm sure they will if they do hold them here on 3rd down.
Yes, so far Steve Haverdill still hanging on to all 3 timeouts, head coach of the Crestview Cougars, but St. Paul 5 seconds, 4 and counting on the play clock. They'll snap the ball. Coonley going to look to pass. Pressure from the Crestview defense, just barely gets the ball, but I think they're going to say his knee was down.
That's going to be a sack for Barker if they are going to call him down, and I think they will, Hayden.
Yeah. So we're going to take one more look at it. It does, off first reaction, let's take one look here.
Yeah.
That knee's definitely down. So that's going to be a sack, a tackle for loss, and it's going to be a 5-6 yard loss. They will call it a sack.
Now I think
clock stop, but okay, now they will say Crestview did go ahead, take a timeout, take one more look. It was close. It wasn't extremely obvious, but knee was definitely down. So a timeout, Crestview. It's going to be 4th down and 15 for the Flyers. 4th down and 17, 43 seconds left to go. So Crestview going to have an opportunity to get the ball back.
The Lady Flyers were led by sophomore Adele Downell, who finished in 3rd place with a time of 21 minutes, 3 seconds.
After St. Paul, you want to try to keep Crestview out of the end zone, pin them back, as deep as you can, play great special teams here on this punt. Don't want to give Crestview the chance to go down here and get another touchdown and go up a couple scores. And this could be a quick 2-for-1, Hayden, if Crestview can't convert the touchdown, because they do receive the ball in the second half.
Correct.
So if they're able to go down here and get some points on the board and then come out in the second half and get some points too, it could be a killer for the St. Paul Flyers. So we'll see how they handle this. We'll see if they can stand tall on defense and stop cooning the Cougars' offense.
A reminder coming up at the half. We'll have the halftime band performances, stats, analysis, and more. So stay tuned.
It'll be 4th down, 17.
St. Paul snaps. They will punt it. Raymer deep to receive, sails over his head. A little bit too much momentum on the bounce, though. Just barely makes it into the end zone for a touchback. Great hustle from A.J. Meyer. I mean, watch this thing roll, Garrett. I've never seen a roll like that. Thought it was going to come back out.
And if it would have, that would have been one of the greatest punts I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, talk about a little appreciation for the punters, too, you know. I mean, they play a big part in that field position battle. Nonetheless, still not an easy task for Crestview. They're going to be needing to, you know, go the length of the field. 33 seconds. They do hang on to 2 timeouts. Yes, they definitely do have the speed to do it. You know, and we'll see. It looks like they may just play it safe.
I think they might just need this one ahead of the half, and they will, Hayden, which kind of surprises me just a little bit.
You know, sometimes they'll still take that timeout, think about it, but ultimately head coach Steve Haverdale decides going to be pretty content with the 6-point lead going into half.
I think you got to be content with the way the game first started. You know, St. Paul came out here, you know, flying around.
Yes.
They were able to get the touchdown quick off that great, you know, opening kickoff return, and then the Cougars able to respond, you know, get a couple scores. Hayden Kuhn playing phenomenal here in this first half. That's the biggest takeaway for me. But we'll talk more at the end of this break.
So halftime here in Norwalk. Crestview leads 13-7 over rival St. Paul. Coming up, we got the high school marching band shows, halftime stats, and much more. So keep it right here, live and free on the OH Report.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products.
Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Our #1 receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Reymer, the band brings to you a Green Day single from 2005. This song achieved popularity across the world and performed well on the charts. In the U.S., it reached number 19 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot Modern Rock Tracks and Hot Mainstream Rock Track charts. Here's the Color Guards feature with the MCP's performance of Holiday. We close tonight's show with a single released by Green Day in 2009. This song peaked on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 22, becoming their highest charting single since Wake Me Up When September Ends in 2005. The song also featured on the soundtrack of the film Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Give it up for the marching Cougar Pride as they play 21 Guns. like to thank St. Paul for hosting us, and we wish them good luck on this evening's performance. Good night, and go Cougars!
Introducing the St. Paul Marching Brass, under the direction of Mr. Christopher Clark, Assistant Director Jacob Conley, and Flag Corps Director Megan Hazelwood, your 2022 Marching Fliers! Led on the field tonight by Senior Band President and Trumpet Elena Petter, Senior Vice President and Snare Drum Zoe Hay, Senior French Horn David Barkas, Senior Tuba Emma Foltz, and Senior Flag Evelina Podvoiskis. We open our show with a song from the 1975 musical Chicago, with a marching drill that was written completely by seniors David Barkas and Zoe Hay. We present to you Cell Block Tango. We present to you something a little different than usual, but something that has become tradition for the St. Paul Marching Brass. On senior night, a song is chosen for most of the band to dance along to, as a select few members play the song from the sideline. This year, our dance was written and choreographed by senior Flag Corps member Evelina Podvoiskis. This year's song was one of the songs of the summer in 2014, peaking at number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. Please enjoy the band singing and dancing to a song by Mr. Worldwide Pitbull. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Fireball! It's a set of numbers that most of you know by heart. Written by Alex Call and Jim Keller, the song centers around a phone number written on a bathroom wall. Recorded by Tommy Two-Tone in 1981, it quickly became a top radio hit, also causing thousands of people to call the same phone number and ask for a girl named Jenny. Put a dime in the payphone, everyone, and call up 8675-309.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to Norwalk, Ohio, where it is halftime. The Crestview Cougars leading the St. Paul Fliers 13-7. You just got the opportunity to hear both marching bands and now an opportunity to take a look at what happened in the first half as we're going to dive into a few of the first half statistics for both sides. I think the story of the night, Crestview 108 yards passing through the air, St. Paul 81. 5 first downs for the Cougars, 3 for St. Paul. 50 yards on the ground to 45. Crestview advantage there. So 158 total yards in the first half for Crestview, 126 for St. Paul. No turnovers in this game yet, though, so far, Garrett.
Yeah, Hayden, it's been a clean game, in regards to turning the football over. Neither side, these are great football teams, great football programs. they make it hard on themselves. They're not going to turn it over, a ton. But I think coming in the second half, if one of the teams is able to force a turnover, it would do wonders for them. But you read off the stats there, and the biggest takeaway is the Crestview passing attack is just knifing through this defense. The St. Paul Flyers, the corners, they're having trouble, and it's especially been when they're lining up on Adison Reymer. He's really winning his one-on-one matchups, and he's been able to beat the safety deep, get over top, and then kind of take the top off the defense, so to say. Hayden Kuhn, he's been precise, to say the very least. We've seen some dimes tonight. He's had a great night so far, and if Crestview wants to win, they got to continue to do that. St. Paul is going to bring it their all here in the second half, and we got a good one in store here, Hayden. Good finish.
Yeah, we're definitely locked in for a good and close competitive second half. A few things I'd like to do while we're at the break. Would like to give a thank you to Shakley Mechanical tonight, your exclusive sponsor of tonight's live and free action. Shakley Mechanical, it's that time of year. Schedule your furnace inspection, folks. It's getting cold. And schedule your maintenance with Shakley Mechanical as well today. And, we're staying warm here tonight. Something we had an opportunity to do that we don't always, is to capture the broadcast crew that we have out here tonight. There's G-Man, myself, and Adam. Just kicking in a little bit during halftime, taking in the band show. So that's your crew here on the other side tonight. And just a cool capture here as well. Little time-lapse action of just during some of that first half action that we had. Always cool opportunity to see that stop motion captured and brought to the broadcast. So some fun goodies here tonight for you during halftime. Taking a look at some of the comments coming in too. Keep those up. We love to hear where you're watching from. Heard we have someone watching from Jamaica tonight. Also North Carolina. So let us know if you're an out-of-stater as well. Drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. It's not out of state, but Trumbull County. There we go. Go Cougars all the way from Trumbull County. Beat St. Paul. And there was also a comment too. As a commentator, life can be a little bit difficult so far. Up in the press box, I was told Kuhn Lay, but there's some rumor out there that it could be Kuhn Lee. So I apologize now if I butchered the last name, and I apologize if it's going to variate during the second half, Garret, but we're going to do our best. All respect to Drew. Maybe I'll just call him Drew.
That's a safe bet, but
number 4, Drew from St. Paul. But, I want to try and do my best job. Get it right. So if you for sure any relatives of Drew watching tonight, if you can give me, kind of the phonetic breakdown, I'll be sure to do my best to get that right. But time winding down here on halftime. Again, Hayden, Gray, and Garret Parlett with you tonight from Norwalk. Crestview will receive. Norwalk. Got to put the emphasis on it. But Crestview going to return the opening kickoff. St. Paul will kick it off.
It's a big-time drive for both sides. Crestview can go down and get a score. Then they got a little bit of breathing room. Then they can play a little bit more loose, a little bit more relaxed. But for St. Paul, they need to come out here and get a stop. Let's see if they do so as Crabbs kicks this one away. And I think it's going to be Raymer back there. No, it'll be Tyson Ringler going to return here. And pretty solid return. Making a couple
goes for a little bit of a hurdle. Flags come flying in from both the back judge and the official that was a little bit closer to the play. Ball was returned up to the 31-yard line, but pending penalty, and it will be on Crestview. So the ball is going to be taken back a few spots from there. Like you said, a decent return. Not sure if they might have got a block in the back. Nonetheless, first penalty of the half will go to Crestview.
They had a couple at the break too, Hayden. I believe they had 4 in a team that's very uncharacteristic terms of getting penalties and making miscues. Another penalty here early on the kickoff return for the Cougars.
So Hayden Kuhn lines up under center, hands the ball off. Nice hole opened up there for a good first down pickup. Number 28, Michael Mays on the carry for Crestview. A nice start for the Cougars.
Yeah, I think they would like to, be able to run the ball a little bit better here in the second half than they did in the first. Wasn't able to really carve out some running lanes for Raymer and Mays back there. But so far here early in the second half, Hayden, Adison Reymer not spotted on the field here early, so potential storyline keep your eyes off for is the handoff and go back to Mays. And the Flyers are all over this one, ended up in the backfield for a big loss.
They will wrap Mays up, as you mentioned. It'll bring up third down. Not sure the official loss yet on the play, but Crestview going to be facing third down from about their own 25-yard line, 3rd and 6. And there, I believe, is that Mr. Reymer? Yes, it is. So Adison Reymer checks back in. And going to come in at a crucial time. Crestview facing third down on their opening possession of the second half. Hayden Kuhn takes it, drops back, looks for Cunningham, who gets wrapped up. Pass is going to be incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Great start defensively here for the Flyers. Able to get a stop, get the Crestview offense off the field, and give it a chance for the Flyers offensive self. They brought some heat. It was protected well up front from Crestview. Just in and out of the hands of Caden Cunningham. It looks like it would have been short of the sticks, even if he was able to hang on as bring on Barker, the punt team.
Number 15, Brady Daly, the corner, in on that stop on the coverage for the Flyers. Punts in the air, will take a bounce and wind up going out at about the 44-yard line. So St. Paul offense going to come out and get their first action of the second half. Just a few short moments into this third quarter. 10-16 on the clock. St. Paul with a chance now. Pretty good field position. See if they're going to be able to get back into scoring position and see if they can't get this at least tied back up with a touchdown. They would do so pending the extra point.
6-1-5. If you hold this winning ticket, please report to the press box.
They'll go under center to start. Hand off to Crabbs. Tries to travel that right side, but Crestview going to stop him first short for a 1-yard gain. And Crabbs has had some difficulty. He did have, 1 or 2 explosive runs there with the second effort in the first half, but Crestview has done a really nice job containing him this evening.
Yeah, and when you're playing St. Paul, you got to be able to win the line of scrimmage for Crestview. And so far, outside of that first drive the Flyers had, they've been able to, kind of regroup. The Flyers kind of manhandled them on that first possession, and they were able to go in and get a touchdown. But ever since then, Crestview, they kind of settled down a little bit. As you're going to see, I believe, a little bit of Wildcat as Kuhn Lee will head out wide.
It will be Crabbs in the Wildcat. It's going to favor that right side. Finds a little bit of space. Goes head-to-head with Raymer, who's going to be able to bring him down. I believe a late flag thrown in, as Crabbs is about 1.5 yards short of the first down.
I believe they're calling this a face mask, Hayden, so even more of a gain. I think they're calling it on Raymer there.
Yeah, tough to see from more of the back angle, but it kind of looked like when Raymer took him down, a bit of that face mask was grabbed, so that's going to be a penalty and going to give St. Paul even better field position at the end of that Crabbs run.
Ton of penalties here for Crestview in this one. Go back to that wing T formation.
Hand off to Crabbs again. This time trying to bust things out left. Slowed down on a gain of 3.
See Mays trying to dig at that ball, do anything he can get to get it out of his hands, but Crabb's not letting that go. He had 3 Cougars all over him. Almost lost it, but
yeah, nice.
Yeah,
those are all those things that you forget about. Any moment, any play, trying that those aggressive plays can really be the difference maker if they're able to force a turnover. It'll be second down. Ball on the 37-yard line for St. Paul. Back under center, 3 backs in the backfield. Berger will take the handoff, come up for a short gain of 1 yard. It'll be third down.
Tackle made by number 63, Mitch Klein.
Big time play right here from the nose guard, Mitch Klein. His job is to eat up blocks. He sheds the defender, gets his hands on, sheds him, is able to make a play. See him get up celebrating it towards the sidelines. Those guards, hey, they don't get a lot of love. Former linemen, I know you were. They deserve all the love for eating up double teams. Mitch Klein, big play right there.
Crabbs will take it in the Wildcat again. He'll scramble out to the left side. Gonna have enough for the first down and then some. Looks like he will take an exit at about the 28-yard line. It'll be first down for St. Paul. Adison Reymer able to stop the bleeding there and take Crabbs down, but damage already done. St. Paul getting close to that red zone.
They're doing most of their damage, outside the hashes when they run towards the outside. Great blocking from the wide receivers out there. Getting up on Hayden Kuhn and getting a great block. As now the Flyers begin their march. As you're getting closer, Hayden.
Hand it off to Berger, who goes over to the left side. Got to be taken down by Adison Reymer and Sean Bailey. It's going to be a pickup of 1 yard. Second down. Ball on the 26-yard line.
This is what makes it so tough to beat a St. Paul team, is regardless of how many yards that they gain, they're just going to continue to run the football and just wear you down and take you out of this game. And Crestview, they got to stay fresh on that defensive line. Is going to be another handoff. This one's going to be a pitch to Crabbs. He might get a couple yards out of that one.
Number 2, Quincey Crabb's the ball carrier.
Looks like he'll get about a gain of 1, take things up to the 25-yard line. It'll be third down. And as you mentioned, Garrett, Crestview with an opportunity to play a couple run-heavy teams as well this year when you talk about a Lucas and a Highland. So some of that experience helps when you bring it over here, because those are 2 non-conference games for the Cougars. So, some smart scheduling done by Crestview this year, because St. Paul's certainly one of those that if you can't stop them, they're going to drain your energy. In the shotgun now. I believe we had a false start. It's going to go against St. Paul. Going to be a 5-yard loss. We'll replay third down.
And this is going to be a screen to Crabbs here. You see the offensive lineman just let the defensive lineman run right by him. They're trying to set up a screen for Crabbs. Just a little bit too antsy for some of those offensive linemen to get out there in spacing and get a block. But so now a crucial third down here, 3rd and 12 for the Flyers. Expecting to probably air this one out, but at this point it's probably 4-down territory, so a run wouldn't be really out of the norm.
Yeah, I think they may elect to do so here. Under center again, there are 2 wide out to the right side. Coonley will air it out. Pass just a bit short for number 31, Andy Meyer. It'll fall short. It'll be 4th down and long. Ball on the 30-yard line for the Flyers, so decision-making time, but Garrett, I think we may be seeing them already elect to go, 4-down territory here just with the game situation.
Yeah, in the field, it's kind of this no man's land here in high school football where you don't have enough leg, to kick the field goal. And, if you kick a punt, it's probably going to be a touchback. So might as well go for it here, take a shot, as they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, I believe it'd be a 45-yard field goal, so your choice here to pin them deep or go for it. St. Paul will go for it. Coonley drops back in the pocket, airs it out. Had a little bit of space there. Cade Cunningham was beat. A.J. Meyer created a little bit of space. He had that big catch earlier, but it's just going to come up short. Take one more look at it here.
You see the heat coming off the edge. Sean Bailey, he's not even picked up. He gets a good lick on Coonley. And just a little bit too far on the pass, but had a receiver downfield. If he's able to put that on the numbers, could have been a touchdown for the Flyers. So they will turn it over on downs, give it back to the Cougars. Now Crestview, pretty solid starting field position here about the 30.
And a good mention, if Sean Bailey doesn't come in untouched as he did and get some of that pressure, there was time. Coonley had a couple guys open, could have been a big difference maker, but Crestview takes over on downs, ball on the 30-yard line. Kuhn fakes the handoff. Looking deep for Cade Cunningham. Tries to grab it around the defender. Ashton Stain on the coverage. It'll be incomplete, but a flag on the play in the backfield. You see that pass one more time. This is another ridiculous throw, almost received.
Couple flags here on this one. There's one in the backfield, and then there's one towards where Caden Cunningham was trying to get that. I think they're saying it was pass interference on St. Paul. We'll see what the call is here from the Stripes.
They might be saying the defender didn't turn around. You see that a lot. And they are going to call pass interference and holding on Crestview. Penalties will offset, so we'll replay first down. But you take a look again when that defender doesn't look back and then make some contact, doesn't look like Stain made too much.
Yeah, that's a tough part because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot there, but you know, if you're not going to be able to turn your head back around, that's typically where, you know, it gets a little dicey as a corner. The refs want you to at least be able to turn around and try to make a play on the ball and try to avoid some contact there, but nonetheless, Crestview committed their penalty of their own, holding on the offensive line, so penalties offset, which replay first down, so both sides kind of, you know, catching a break there.
Certainly has been back and forth almost since the theatrics of the opening kickoff. It's been kind of just one of those gauntlet, battle it out matchups. Cade Cunningham's going to come on the jet motion. Kuhn will fake it. He'll pull the ball down off to the left side. Jukes one defender. He's got a first down and then some. 15-yard pickup on the ground for Hayden Kuhn.
And he left the defender in his wake. Hayden, I mean, he shook some shoes, shook some ankles over here. You'll see it on the replay. The fake jet sweep.
Well, let's see it here.
Right here, just skirt. Tremendous
almost
move.
Took some more.
Tremendous move from Kuhn as Crestview offense picks up a big first down, and now they kind of can settle down. Or they can go down here and get a big touchdown. It gives them some breathing room heading into the rest of this game.
5:55 and counting. Ball on the 45-yard line. First down for Crestview. Handoff to Adison Reymer. Excuse me. Not Addison. Michael Mays getting another carry on tonight. He'll pick up 3 yards.
They've elected to keep Raymer typically out here on the outside. And you see him lining up on the bottom of your screen on the replay. And I like that. You know, Mays is able to run the football, and you also keep the defense on their toes with Raymer out there. He's hurt the St. Paul defense going deep. Now you see him on the bottom of the screen once again lined up as wide receiver.
And Kuhn's looking that way. Going to roll out to the right. Hits Raymer, toe tap. Reception was made. There is a flag near the original line of scrimmage. Raymer made an impressive catch there, though. Both feet, that would have been good in the NFL. And hands on the head. Looks like this is going to come back. Not sure what the call is going to be yet. We await from the officials. Take one more look at the catch from Raymer. And it'll be an illegal block in the back.
I think they're calling that at the right before Kuhn threw the ball. There was a little bit of a block. You see right here from 76. It's just unnecessary. There's no real need for that. You know, Kuhn's getting rid of the ball. He's not going to be able to catch him. So a little bit of a miscue from the Cougars here was a big play. Now this puts them behind the chains.
Yeah, this will be a big penalty.
Yeah.
Crestview now facing 2nd and 21. So a big game changer. Would have been a first down, but ball backed up now. Kuhn takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Got Cade Cunningham, tried to backdoor it. Couldn't completely turn around and catch it. It'll be 3rd down and 21. Ball on the 34-yard line.
And this ball's, you know, caught. He's got space in front of him. There's not really a St. Paul Flyer within 5 yards of him. Is a little behind him. Got his hands on it, but not able to reel it in. Now, it was a great, you know, start to this drive. Crestview's moving the football, and then the penalties have kind of just, you know, shot themselves in the foot. And now 3rd and 21 from the 34. See if Crestview likes to maybe play this safe, just hand this ball off and punt it away if they want to try to continue to get some chunk plays. They're going to keep Raymer out of the backfield, Hayden.
They'll need a big 3rd down like they had in the first half if they want to pick up the first down here. Kuhn rolls out. Ball got to be brought in by Cade Cunningham, but looks like it's going to be about 6 yards short. It's going to be 4th down ball on the 49. Impressive catch from Cunningham, though.
Yeah, and I fully expect them to go for this here. And I think they might elect to go ahead and punt it away, Hayden, but as you mentioned, great pitch and catch from Hayden Kuhn to Caden Cunningham, just a little bit short. And
Barker's going to come out there, Garrett.
Yeah, punt team on, so Crestview likes to play it safe. And I can see both sides.
Yeah.
You don't want to give it to St. Paul in great field position, but if you're able to pick it up, it will be, you know, huge if you can go down and get a score. But this one will take a friendly Cougars roll. It's Barker showing off the leg here too.
High punt, took a good bounce, going to roll down to about the 19-yard line. Well, St. Paul will take over, and we're in quite the stalemate. There's been offense, but scoring dramatically slowed down. Garrett, I mean, In terms of expectations, has the game played out? We were kind of going back and forth between would it be a shootout, would it be dominant one way or the other, but I'm not sure any of us really saw a 13-7 score with 4 minutes left in the third.
It's been a tough battle, and I wouldn't expect a score like this after the start that we had. On both sides, Quincey Crabb was able to get the touchdown for St. Paul, or excuse me, Coon Lee was. And then Hayden Kuhn and the Crestview Cougars able to respond as this will be a Wildcat straight back to Crabbs, and you're not going to be able to leave Owen Barker unblocked as he swallows Crabbs in the backfield for a TFL.
Yeah, that one torn apart by none other than Owen Barker, the resident menace on defense. Just no hands put on him, and he's got a lot of speed too, so even with the agility of Crabbs, able to catch him in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Ball on the 17. No passes yet. This will be the first completion for the Flyers of the second half. Looks like they pick up about 4 yards, and it'll already be a quick third down. Catch there made by A.J. Meyer, the senior. He's done a nice job tonight. I believe that's his third reception. Brings up 3rd and 6, ball on the 23.
Another big third down here, this time for the Flyers. See if this Crestview defense can get off the field, but St. Paul, even if you're not going to be able to go down and score, you want to at least take some, get a shot play, get some confidence going in here. Let's see if they can convert here. Probably one of the crucial plays so far here in this one. Low snap, too.
Coonley airs it out. That's going to ball is going to be picked off. Crestview, Caden Cunningham. Going to get a piece of that one, and Crestview's going to take over on the 40-yard line. First turnover of the night. Caden Cunningham putting his name on it.
Wow, you want to talk about an interception, too, and he had to show off the vertical right here. That's a decent ball, too, but just better athletic ability from Caden Cunningham right there. Showing off the hops and getting a big interception as Crestview. They forced the first turnover of this game.
Yeah, and it wasn't even one of those where it was a complete lopsided or duck of a throw. Cunningham had to, perform his best mid-run to turn around and grab that one. So Crestview takes over. Reymer going to take the handoff, bounces it to the left side, picks up close to 2.5, 3 yards. It'll be second down for the Cougars. But great field position for them here. Good opportunity to try and extend their lead to 2 possessions. So second down. Kuhn in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the give. Takes it up the middle. Gets met by a pack of Flyers just short of the first down. Ball on the 30. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Kuhn's been so versatile tonight, Hayden. We've seen him do it through the air, now getting into it with his legs, too. And Kuhn kind of falls in the shadows of, the Reymers and the Barkers, but Kuhn, a heck of a player. He's been, the star of the night, at least for me, so far for this offense. Been able to find his open receivers in Reymer. He's also been able to do a great job defensively on the outside. So Kuhn, the general back there for the Cougars, getting it done.
Hands it off to Reymer. Few hop, skips, and a jump, and a first down for the Cougars. Moves the ball up to the 26-yard line. Ben Berger on the tackle, but I want to go back to what you were saying, Garrett. It's just really been a nice job by him tonight, and Raymer's been getting it done all year offensively and defensively, and I think him and Kuhn just make a really good combo back there. Hayden Kuhn's had his share of nice running backs in the backfield, but really standing out for himself tonight as he takes the snap. But the snap bobbled. It's going to be a turnover, and I believe that's Crabb's going to come up with it for St. Paul. The exchange between Michael Mays and Hayden Kuhn gets bobbled, and St. Paul's going to get the ball right back on Crestview's first turnover of the night.
Big-time turn of events here is bad mesh point from Hayden Kuhn, and Michael Mays just not able to gather it. I believe it was going to be a play fake. Not able to sell it. A little bit of butterfinger action right there, Hayden, as Crabb's coming in play here for the Flyers and keeping their hopes alive. Back and forth game we got here is another turnover, this one for the Cougars.
So my announcer jinx on my first football game and nearly a year and a half comes into play. Crabb will take the handoff. Going to be met at about the 35-yard line, eventually brought down. Physicality of this game on full display right there. Playing to the whistle and then some. 5-yard game for Crabb. Sean Bailey on the tackle.
Yeah, you can, the intensity's back. You can feel it. Some momentum that St. Paul had lost. The fans are getting back into the game after that turnover. And now they have a chance. Time winding down here in this third quarter, so about 34 seconds remaining, Hayden. And we're set up for a great finish in money time.
Hand off the Crabbs. Able to step across the defender, and now you're seeing a lot of that passion come back for St. Paul, as you mentioned. Going to pick up the first down and an additional yard. Clock will stop at 19 seconds, but we'll see if St. Paul will take one more snap here in the third quarter, or with 25 seconds and ticking on the play clock, if they'll elect to go to the final quarter of the evening. Don't seem to be in too much of a rush here. Looks like the Flyers may just go ahead, take the momentum, and walk that right into the final quarter. And that they will. Clock going to expire. We've got one quarter left in this one, maybe more. Who knows, but money time coming up next. It's Crestview 13, St. Paul 7. Keep it right here for the fourth quarter coming up next. Live and free on the OH Report.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products.
Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Welcome into money time. St. Paul hands the ball off, picks up just short of 5 yards, a gain of 4 on first down. Fans fired up, brought back into this one. Garrett, I know you're down there in the thick of it. What's the atmosphere on this Flyers sideline?
Yeah, that turnover, that fumble, that St. Paul was able to recover, kind of gave this crowd a jolt. They're back into, they're making some noise now, so making it hard on the Cougars. And this offense for the Flyers beginning to, turn out some good yardage. Another run here from Crabbs. And, they're not going down to just these arm tackles, Hayden. They wrap these guys up and gang tackle as Crabbs, one of the hardest runners in the area.
And if you're at home watching and want to see kind of the view Garrett's getting, look at the bottom right hand of your, you're going to see the hand go up. There's Garret. There's his view. Not always ideal, but a unique environment to be surrounded down there by the St. Paul faithful as the Flyers face, at least no Crestview attire being worn by Garret tonight. That would have been a risky move. Third down here, though. Big third down for the Flyers. They try and punch it straight ahead. And the initial spot of the ball from the official looks to be about a yard short. Number 32, Jack Stieber on the carry, and it is going to be fourth down and one long yard here for the Flyers.
I can tell you that they're definitely going to go for this one, Hayden.
Yes.
It's fourth and about a yard. And with the explosiveness this offensive line's playing with, they're playing physical. You can feel the energy. You hear the fans get back into this game. Biggest play of the game here in a big-time spot. Let's see which side wins up front.
Press box starting to shake. They're going to start in the shotgun with Crabbs in the Wildcat. Bobbles the snap, though. Crestview says they have it, and they do. Caden Cunningham, second turnover of the night. And Caden Cunningham involved with that one again. Take a look at our Shakley Mechanical replay.
My biggest question in that, Hayden, is you only need a yard. Why not just kind of lined up under center and kind of do a QB sneak? They try to get it in the best hands of their best player on the field, and Crabbs, and just a little bit of a bobbled snap and not able to recover it is now Crestview. They get a chance, and we'll see if the Flyers defense can stand tall. They've been able to do so far here in the second half. Let's see if they continue their dominance.
Going to be a false start to start things off here for Crestview on the drive, but going back to the play call, Garrett, I mean, not really dealing with any precipitation or wet conditions tonight. That's about the third or fourth time between both teams that the ball has been bobbled, though. I know it's a little bit chilly, that ball a little bit colder, a little bit more harder tonight, but as you said, when they've lined up under center so much, an interesting choice to go with the Wildcat tonight, but Crabb's that playmaker. It makes sense. We currently sit at 44 degrees tonight here. Kuhn hands it off to Reymer, trying to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 2.5 yards, fight back up to the 52-yard line. Excuse me, the 48-yard line. No such thing as a 52-yard line, Garrett.
And number 52, Logan Reisner. He is the 48-yard line for St. Paul.
So it'll be second down and 11 for the Cougars.
Crestview can milk some of this clock, Hayden, and then eventually punch it in. We put the game, I wouldn't say all but over, but they're going to go deep here. And Kuhn looks like he's not going to be able to get away from the pressure this time as the Flyers able to get him for a sack.
Huge hit delivered there by Logan Risner, the senior the senior defensive lineman for the Flyers. Couple few in the other squadron join in on the tail end of that sack as well. Third down and 12, Crestview. Probably going to want to absorb a little bit of this 15-second play clock they have left, but as you said, it'd be nice to pick up a first down here and be able to eat a little bit more of that time. Kuhn takes the snap, looks over to his right. Bit of a screen play there designed for Reymer, who will come up short. Play was complete, picked up about 6 yards, but it'll be fourth down.
Just trying to get Adison Reymer in space. They're going to bring in the punt team here, the Cougars are. So fourth and about 6. They'll punt this one away and give it back to Kuhn Lee and Crabbs in the offense for the Flyers.
Only the second completion of the second half for the Cougars. 21 passing yards here in the second half. Barker awaits the snap. Have a little bit of motion in the backfield. They fake a handoff, and it's going to be a fake punt. Tossed is caught. He's at the 10, the 5, and the ref signals touchdown. Sean Bailey on the connecting end of the fake punt from Owen Barker. Did you see that coming, Garrett? Have they ever ran a fake punt all year long?
Not that I've seen. And Owen Barker, I thought he put a little bit too much on it, Hayden, initially.
Gosh.
And you want to talk about the guts to make this call in this kind of moment in this game, and Bailey just able, he's wide open, and then to be able to, the yak after the catch, making the defender miss. Big time play here from the Cougars as they're trying to end this one here. Still plenty of time for the Flyers, but
now that takes a lot to call. Coach Haverdale a lot better than I. Is that his typical style, Garrett?
And another botched snap here.
Yep.
For the special teams for Crestview, but I know he's an aggressive guy, but that kind of play call is absolutely insane, and able to pull it off for the Cougars and execute it, and now they extend their advantages.
So let's take one more look at it. And this is definitely going to be up there for one of our Play of the Week nominees that you'll be able to catch on the podcast on Monday. But just barely makes it in, but what a call.
I initially thought he overshot him. You know, that's kind of one of those throws where, you know, he's wide open, but it's a little bit tougher than you think because you got to kind of lay it out there. I initially thought he put too much air under, but Barker floats it up there. Bailey able to adjust to it and take it in for 6 on the fake punt for a touchdown as Crestview now extends his lead to 12. So now we'll see if the offense for St. Paul changes a little bit.
Before we have the kickoff here, would love to give a shout out to a special group tonight. Our very own Brian Skoronsky watching, Jory as well. I'm told it is their 6th wedding anniversary this weekend, and spending it no better way than tuning into the beautiful pipes of you and I, Garrett. So congratulations and well wishes on the anniversary to the Skoronskis. And then Travis, I know you're out there watching too. Kickoff from Crestview. Little pooch kick, but good yardage on the return for St. Paul. Ball brought up to the 40, and then a bit of a rough collision there about the 40-yard line. Trying to see who that is down for Crestview. Not sure if you have any eyes on it, Garrett, but hard to tell from here.
I think it's Tyson Ringler, number 23. Looks to be shaken up as the medical staff will tend to him.
And we're going to take a quick break while they do tend to Tyson, so keep it locked in right here on the OH Report. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
Shakley Mechanical, fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget.
Here we go. Back here now, Ringler was able to walk off under his own power as St. Paul and Crabbs fight for about 2 yards on first down. It'll be about second and 7. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Expect St. Paul to use a little bit more tempo, get quicker to the line of scrimmage here, Hayden, because time, going to become a factor here in a short few minutes. Excuse me, but still plenty of time that you'd better run the football and set the tone. But eventually, you're going to get some sort of chunk plays. We'll see Kuhn Lee drop back to pass,
and he's looking deep. He's got some space. That ball going to be caught. A.J. Meyer. His second huge play like that tonight, hauls it in and has St. Paul right back in scoring position inside the red zone. Let's take one more look.
And I talked about the chunk play, Hayden. They needed one, and Perkins got caught looking in the backfield. A double move from Meyer, and he ripped that one away too. Perkins had a chance to steal that interception. Meyer not allowing it, rips it away as now Wildcat formation for Crabbs and company.
See if they'll be able to handle the ball a little bit better this time. They do. Crabbs out to the right side, fighting for yardage. Going to be taken out of bounds. Picks up about 2 yards, but take one more look at this beautiful pass. This connection has been there all night. And the quarterback play, impressive. I mean, when these guys have had the chance to air it out tonight, they haven't elected willingly to do it that much, but just spectacular catches being brought in tonight.
And now it makes it easier for this offense to continue the run game that they want and that they're comfortable doing. And now they're going to split Kuhn Lee out wide again and continue with Crabbs and the Wildcat.
Berger and Crabbs in the Wildcat, and the second time Crabbs has bobbled it here in the Wildcat in this fourth quarter. So we'll see if head coach John Livingood has any hesitancy to let Crabbs continue to do so. Obviously, one of the most prolific and storied coaches here in the area, so Livingood obviously knows far better what he's doing than you or I, but I think it's just kind of a representation of the emotion that goes into this game and what's at stake. Lee will drop back in the shotgun, airs it out. See if they're going to, yep. It looks like that one was caught. Still waiting for a reception, and we're going to get the signal from the official. That ball caught just a bit short of the first down on the 11-yard line. It'll be about 4th and 2. One of the biggest plays of the game coming up.
I believe that was Meyer once again getting some separation at the top of his route. Lee able to put it on the numbers. Had to go down and get it, did Meyer, but able to get it as now the crowd getting back into it. It's the biggest play of the game here. It's good to side it. We'll see which side until we get a big push.
And they'll go back to the wing T formation. Lee under center. 3 backs in the backfield. Ball hands off to Crabbs, who's going to bust it out to the right side. He's at least got the first down. So the St. Paul Flyers get it down to the 7-yard line, and they'll have 4 attempts to get it into the end zone, try and cut this back to a 1-possession game.
Good job from Crabbs, bouncing out outside, finding some space, getting the first down as Barker was eventually able to bring him down. But now they got 4 chances getting this end zone. About to approach under 5 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Large majority of this Flyer fans on their feet, hand it off. Crestview loads the box and does a nice job, only gives up a couple yards. It'll be second down. Ball up. Excuse me, I don't believe any gain given up on that one.
Gain is to the 6-yard line. It will be second down, goal.
Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Both teams holding on to all 3 timeouts still. Snaps delivered to Crabbs, gets tripped up a bit, still fighting for yardage at the 5. But forward progress will be stopped, so Crestview making a great defensive stand here in enemy territory.
Couldn't initially see who got in there. It was Caleb Cunningham that was able to get a little bit of a trip from Crabbs, stop his head of steam. It's now 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line. Hayden would be curious to see if they elect to maybe try to air it out, maybe a play fake, but
yeah, you know, that a lot of the playbooks kind of been kept quiet. Not much diversity to play call here lately, but they will try and roll Lee out. Dodges 1, dodges 2, looks to the end zone, but just overthrown. Had a tough time. Adison Reymer was lurking. So was Sean Bailey. Great job to avoid not 1, but 2 sacks. Just tries to force one in there. Almost was a pick.
And if you're Coach Avido, you know, you're upset. You could have had him back there for a sack. Lee able to avoid the pressure, escape adversity there. I think it was Gavin Barker and Caleb Cunningham that had each a shot to bring him to the ground, not able to do so. And Coach Livingood will elect to call a timeout with 3:51 remaining here in this game.
So timeout will be taken, as you said, Garrett, and some may question, well, you're going to want to hang on to those, but just so much at stake here. Now this becoming...
Yeah, this is the biggest play of the game. I mean, it feels like every 3rd down, every 4th down, is we're going to continue to say it, but, I mean, it goes without mentioning that St. Paul is able to punch this in. It makes it a 1-score game. They're right back into it. And plenty of time remaining, too, to get a stop defensively, but Crestview can get a stop here, get the ball back. All they got to do is really just run this clock out, and they'll go out of here with a win, but easier said than done against this St. Paul Flyer squad here at home.
If you are tuning in from home and may not know too much about, obviously, just the story of this rivalry, but this year, St. Paul dropped their non-conference games but have gone on a tear as of late, so they sit up there at the top with Crestview. This game would all but decide a Firelands Conference champion tonight. So a lot on the line, a lot at stake. 4th down. Motion in the backfield. They're going to try and air it out. Ball's caught. And it's going to be short. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Pass to A.J. Meyer again, but got to come up just short, Garrett.
Football's a game of inches. And what a big-time play here from the Cougars, just to keep him out of the end zone. It's hard to tell from the angle up here where the ball is, if it is across the plane, but I think he was well short of that.
Yeah. You know, they placed the ball at the 2-yard line, so I don't even know. I don't think there was any discussion of whether that needed to be debated for a touchdown or not, but you don't want to hang your heads too much if you're St. Paul. Scary territory here for Hayden Kuhn and the Cougars. Going to try and have to work out of their own end zone. Handoff to Reymer. Garret has a ton of space. And goodbye. Adison Reymer to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and he's hawked down. Unbelievable speed put on full display by Adison Reymer, who all but doubles his total yardage on the night by this unbelievable run from the 2.
Owen Barker here sealing the outside, sealing Meyer out, and then it's off to the races as they're able to catch him, but damage already done, Hayden. What a run from Reymer.
So the ball placed originally at the 8, but now moved up to the 6. I'm trying to do the quick math here. I'll figure it out here in a little bit, but that's a long run. Yeah. But Crestview, what a change of stories. Backs to the wall and now looking to score and put the nail in the coffin. Handoff going to the outside, and that's a touchdown. 2-play drive. Michael May's touchdown for the Crestview Cougars. They go from their own 2 to their 2 and make it a touchdown.
Cougars trying to put this game away here, Hayden, and this will help. The run from Adison Reymer, and then Michael Mays cleans up the mess. That's Crestview now beginning to put it on the Flyers here on the road. 25-7 pending this PAT from Holloway.
I think I did the math right now. I believe that was a 96-yard run for Adison Reymer to get down there. Anyone at home can let me know if I was right or wrong. And the Cougars put together a nice job on the point after try this time. And they'll go up 26-7.
26.
We're going to keep it here. So this game is absolutely transformed here in the last few moments. St. Paul goes from almost making it a one-possession game with about 4 minutes remaining, putting the pressure back on Crestview. Came up with a big stop there on the 1-yard line, and then answers in 2 plays, driving the length of the field. Crestview all but wrapping up this one up 19 points now. Let's take a look at that long run again.
That's great blocking, sealing off the edge there. Barker will get the last one.
Great discipline as well to not pick up any penalties. No block in the back. I mean, great hustle there from Brady Daly on St. Paul. Always got to give credit where credit's due, and he all but kept up with Reymer to save the touchdown on that, which, I mean, if Reymer makes it in, Garrett, do you think that probably makes an argument for longest rushing touchdown in school history maybe for Crestview?
I would say it's definitely up there. I don't know the complete history books, but I would say I would give him a good shot, definitely for sure.
Kickoff bobbled a bit by Meyer. Excuse me, yes, Meyer. Oh, big blow delivered by Caden Cunningham. Brady Daly, who just had that hustle on the last play. Bit of a wake-up call.
I mean, there's been some outstanding performances here for Crestview on both sides of the ball. Caden Cunningham, he had an interception, of course, and he had the fumble recovery. Adison Reymer's had a great night through the air, catching some passes from his QB, and then, of course, rushing the football on that big long run. And then, of course, Hayden Kuhn, he's had a great night tonight. So it's been a total team effort here for the Cougars. They're looking to try to put this away. 2:57 remaining. All they really need to do here is just get a stop, get the ball back, and then run the clock out.
Thanks, everyone, for letting me know that it was indeed a 92-yard rush. Talking maybe one thing, but math not my strong suit, as that ball is going to be deflected and picked off. Sean Bailey on the interception. Big collision at the end of that one.
And I just mentioned a lot of big-time plays here tonight for Crestview. Owen Barker getting back there, forcing that one. He hit Coonley's arm. That one would float up, and Bailey, he had the touchdown on the punt fake, excuse me. And now an interception defensively. So now Crestview trying to put this one away, put it on ice, and get out of here with a Firelands Conference win. And that Firelands Conference pie, Hayden, first place.
So Crestview now in total control of the matchup. Probably expect a few hands off here as they'll give it right up the middle. Michael Mays has done an excellent job tonight. I don't even want to say filling in for Adison Reymer, but just really utilizing Mays' abilities tonight, and have had Reymer lined up at the receiver position like you brought up several times, bringing a new element to this Cougars offense.
Nice change of pace back Michael Mays is. Downhill runner, able to go in between the center and the guards for those tough yards that, some people don't like to go in between, with those big hog mollies down low. So they're able to, go in between him and Reymer. Reymer likes to hit the outside. We've seen it on that big 92-yard run, and now Mays, he'll go to the outside himself and get a solid pickup here. He's still churning his legs, Hayden.
Picks up about 4 yards. Someone's slow to get up
Tackle made by number 2, Quincey, Crabb,
for the Cougars.
5, A.J. Meyer.
Can't tell from here who it is, but it'll be third down for Crestview. Clock ticking, 140 and counting. Anyone out there has an idea of who they think's earned MVP tonight? I think the secret's out now. It's going to be a Crestview Cougar, but let us know in the comments section, who do you think has been the player of the game for the Crestview Cougars tonight? Let us know. Drop your comments on Facebook and YouTube. Ball handed off the gut. Pinballs around a bit. Looks like it'll be just short of the first down. Marcus Chasey now the carry for the Cougars, the sophomore. They will give the first down.
Adison to the 21-yard line. Good enough for a first down. Crestview.
And Crestview now beginning to enter what's often known as the best formation in all football. Let that play clock wind all the way down, 4 seconds and counting. Hayden Kuhn will take a knee. They will have to take one. They won't have to take one more. Handshake starting to give out. And here in Norwalk, the hangar is emptying. Fans start to leave the stands, and celebration begins on the visiting side. Crestview faithful standing on their feet, excited about this victory tonight.
What a win here for the Cougars on the road, taking on a tough St. Paul team. They battled adversity tonight. They showed some of the critics that, when the going gets tough, Crestview responds in a great way, and they did here tonight, as now they're head and shoulders in first place of the Firelands Conference.
So a big win here for the Cougars tonight as time expires. Crestview 26 taking this one over St. Paul, who puts up 7. Coming up, we got the post-game stats, MVP interview, analysis, and more. So we'll see you on the other side of this break. You're watching football live and free on the OH Report.
Halloween.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Shakley Mechanical. Fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products.
Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Our number one receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back now here with our Shakley Mechanical Player of the Game, Hayden Kuhn from Crestview. Big time game here today, buddy. I mean, you guys coming in hostile territory. Talk me through what it took to come in here and defeat St. Paul. I know they kind of been hanging over the heads of Crestview, but you guys kind of broke that curse last season. What did it take to come on the road up here in Norwalk and get a big win?
I think it just took a lot of heart tonight. You know, we knew they were going to come out hard. They wanted to win it since we beat them last year 28-7, took the Firelands Conference away from them, so they really wanted it tonight. It just took a lot of heart tonight.
And talk me through, man, your play here tonight. You were incredible, but back there behind, center in the gun. You were able to talk me through that first touchdown you had, where you kind of stopped on a dime, were able to hit, I believe it was Bryce Perkins in the end zone. What was going through your head when you decided to tuck it and run, but you still kept your eyes, downfield looking for receivers? What happened there?
I just tried to extend the play, and thankfully Bryce saw I was extending the play, and he changed his route and got open in the end zone for me.
What was kind of the mentality when St. Paul kind of came out here and kind of punched you guys in the mouth right off, the kickoff return, and then Coonley was able to get the touchdown in for the QB keeper. But what was the talk on the sideline from coach and kind of the mentality to respond after that?
Oh, we knew there was going to be a lot of adversity tonight, and we just kept our heads focused and just played tough the rest of the game.
You guys now sit alone up in the Firelands Conference first, buddy. What's it feel, to get that? And you guys are standing alone now.
It feels great, First time in school history, back-to-back Firelands Conference champ, so it feels really good.
And talk me through, just one last question for you about how special is some of these guys out here on the field. I mean, there's multiple performers down there tonight. Owen Barker especially. Talk me through how nice it is to have somebody like him, to be on your side.
Oh, it's really nice. Owen's he's a beast. It takes a lot to block him, so it's really nice to have Owen on our team. And all the guys, we did great up front tonight. Receivers are running hard routes. Running backs are running hard. We played really good tonight.
All right, man, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Hayden. Go out and enjoy this one, buddy. Thank you. But we'll be right back, so keep it locked and loaded right here on the OH Report after this break.
Shakley Mechanical. Fully qualified to help you select the best HVAC or plumbing system to fit your budget. Need AC or heating repair service? Living in North Central Ohio, Shakley's is your go-to since 1995. Exceptional service, exceptional products.
Look up ShakleyMechanical.com today.
Welcome back here. You just heard from quarterback Hayden Kuhn in his post-game MVP interview. Always phenomenal getting to catch up with him. Check out just what he's up to and how he's feeling about what he said. History been made for the Cougars. Going to read off some of the final stats for you. Just got them added up here. So for Crestview on tonight, 13 first downs, 190 yards on the ground, 171 through the air to get 361 total yards. Garret, one turnover on the night, and that was the sole turnover. 7 penalties, though, for 75 yards. But again, they keep it clean, pick up those yards, and limit the turnovers.
You know, and there was some uncharacteristic play from Crestview, but a lot of that comes from playing a tough team like St. Paul, playing in this hostile environment. They had a couple false starts. I mean, they're playing on the road against one of the best teams here in the area, second best team in the Firelands Conference now, as Crestview was able to knock them off. But St. Paul's a heck of a team. Crestview to come up here and, handle adversity in multiple ways. I mean, it was a roller coaster of a game, a ton of emotion and a physical play down there on the field as Crestview was able to come in and get a big 26-7 win. The score looks a little bit, separated than really what the game was. It's a little bit closer than the score does say, but Crestview eventually able to, kind of assert their dominance and come out of here with a big 26-7 win behind the play of almost the entire team, man. I mean, everyone had, a hat in the ring on this win.
So obviously, phenomenal performances from both sides, but again, your final tonight, Crestview 26, St. Paul 7. The Flyers still looking, to finish towards the top of. They'll take on who again next week, Garret?
I believe Monroeville, Hayden. I believe.
All right, they'll take on Monroeville next week, and Crestview will be hosting Mapleton. If you're St. Paul, how much do you learn from tonight about where they need to be in terms of performance for the playoffs?
Well, I think they just ran into a team that was able to dominate the line of scrimmage, and the Flyers, they love to dominate up front. They found a team tonight in Crestview that they won that battle up front, and that was the reason that they struggled to run the football. And you're not going to find too many teams like that here in the area. They go into the playoffs. St. Paul, they're a program that they know how to win. They know what it takes. Coach John Livingood, he's got his 300th win for a reason, Hayden. And he's going to draw up a recipe for them to go in the playoffs and do some damage. They're always, not an easy out. They're going to give their best fight and continue to do what they do, and that's win football games up here in Norwalk. And it was just Crestview just was able to, take the punches from St. Paul and then, be able to have a counter punch for each punch that they were able to take. And a big win here as the Cougars move the outright Firelands Conference champs to the big 26-7 win.
They'll look to finish off a perfect season at 10-0 next week when they take on Mapleton at home. St. Paul and head coach John Livingood will look for win 301 as they take on Monroeville next week. Obviously, it's Saturday night, so Friday night pigskin. Go back and watch last night's episodes if you want to check if you want to check out what happened last night. We'll have a highlight of tonight as well if you want to relive it Monday on the podcast. But that'll wrap things up here from Norwalk. Would like to thank Shakley Mechanical again one more time. Give them a call. It's getting cold, and it's time to have them come do some inspections and maintenance for your furnace. So give Shakley Mechanical a call. Thank you for sponsoring and being the exclusive sponsor tonight. I want to thank Adam Thompson, director, producer, and everything you see, his creation on the screen tonight. Big salute to him. And then obviously Garret Parlett locking it down. Not only the camera operator tonight, but a wonderful color commentator. It was great to get back out here and commentate a football game. Absolutely enjoyed it, and we couldn't do it without you, the fans, as well. Thanks for tuning in. But that'll wrap things up from here. One more time, Crestview victorious, 26-7. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, brought to you by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. Thanks, and so long.